Hi everyone, you're welcome to today's class, and in today's lesson we're going to practicalize what we have been talking about under capital asset pricing model. So I'm going to use this particular question to practicalize to see how we can use the capital asset pricing model to solve questions on return and risk and calculating the return and risk of a portfolio. So by this, therefore, the question goes thus that Alpha PLC wishes to buy 1 million of shares in each of two companies, or the shares of 3 companies. The companies are in different industry. The following are the information on risk and return of the 3 companies. So, like I said, the capital asset pricing model is a way of calculating return on what? On shares, on assets. So, which is still under the portfolio theory, because we are examining portfolio theory and capital asset pricing model. So you can see here I was talking about return, risk and return from a security. So the return in which we normally calculate, we can also use this capital asset pricing model to calculate, to compute it. So this average return we have seen here, the capital asset pricing model has been used to calculate this average return. So we want to see how we can combine these securities together in a portfolio, and which of this portfolio is an efficient portfolio. An efficient portfolio is a portfolio that gives us the highest return with the minimum risk. The highest return with the lowest risk. That is an efficient portfolio. So Alfred PLC wishes to buy 1 million naira of shares in each of 2 companies from the shares of 3 companies. The companies are in different industries. The following are the information on risk and return of the 3 companies. The companies are ABC Food, Global Communication, Clear Prints. The average return for ABC Food is 11%, for Global Communication 20%, for Clear Print is 14%. While their standard deviation is 17%, 29, 21 respectively. So the correlation coefficient between the returns are for ABC. Now, for ABC and Global Communications is 0.00. For Global Communications and Clear Print is 0.40. For ABC and Clear Print is 0.62. You are now asked to do to determine the most efficient portfolio. Now, this is the question. Hamfra PLC wishes to buy 1 million of shares in each of 2 companies. That is to say, Hamfra want to have a portfolio, and a portfolio is a combination of investment, is when a company have 2 or more investments. So such is said to be a portfolio. If a company is having more than 1 investment, it's said to be having a portfolio of investment. So a portfolio is a collection of investments. A portfolio is a collection of investment. So therefore, Alpha PLC is looking at is having 3 companies in mind. It tends to want to do how do you want to combine 1 or 2, or how do you want to combine 2 companies together in order to have a portfolio. So it's now looking at the best possible combinations from these companies using their average return and the standard deviation, which is the risk. By that, therefore, for individual return, we have them here. The individual risk, we have them here. So the correlation coefficient, that is how they move together. The correlation coefficient between the companies is we have them here as given below here. So when we now look at it, we said the company are in different industries. meaning that the company has has diversified. Meaning that the company has diversified, in which capital asset pricing model is trying to do to lay emphasis on. That is, we have been able to do to diversify against, we are able to guard against the alpha risk, which is the diversifiable risk. That is, we are now left with with the undiversifiable risk, in which we are trying to do to measure. So by this, the companies are in different industries. It means we are diversified. If we combine a portfolio of investment, they have a portfolio of investment in which they don't have any correlation, it means we have diversified. So by that, therefore, the company has diversified, that meaning that it has guarded against any alpha risk, which is the diversifiable risk. So by that, therefore, we are not left with the systematic risk. Now, let's now look at the combination. The combination that we can have is ABC Foods and Global Communications. So let's calculate the return for ABC Food and Global Communication. Let's make use of this page that we have here. So solution. So Hamfred PLC, started by having the name Hamfred PLC. So let's calculate the return. So let's first of all examine ABC Foods. So ABC Foods and Global Communication and Global Communications. Now, we are going to use the return of the portfolio, the formula for return of the portfolio. That is, the formula for return on the portfolio. The formula for return on the portfolio is weight of A plus times A bar, return on A, plus weight of B times B bar. That is the average return on B. That is for security A and security B. This is for security A and security B. So what is the weight of A? That is for the first company. So we are not told how this 1 million naira has been shared between these two companies. That is, how much are we investing on company A? That is to say, you can see here, to buy 1 million of shares in each of two companies. So what is the sharing formula of this money on the two companies? In this case, that we are not told how to share the money on these two companies, we are going to assume is 50-50. That is, we are going to assume he shares the money equally among the companies. So by that, therefore, we now say it's 50%. That is weight of security A on the total of the shares. That is 50%. We are giving it 50%. At 50%, at least we are investing 50% of the value on security A, multiplied by what is the return? 11. Return on on security A, which is ABC Food. So 11 plus weight of B, that is still the same as 50%, multiplied by the average return on security, that is ABC Food and Global, 2020. So we have it here. So what do we have? Let's compute that. And have our answer for that. There's the calculator. So 0.5 multiplied by 11 that's 15.5%. So I took the absolute value here, 11%. I also use the same thing as this. So I'm using 11% here, I also use 20% here. So it doesn't matter if I'm not putting the percentage value, so that I'm using the absolute value for both. So you see, I'm still going to have the same thing. So this is the return for a portfolio of what? For portfolio A and portfolio B. This is the return, the return when of the portfolio. So let's now look at the risk. The risk, which is what? The standard deviation. The standard deviation. The risk is denoted as what? As the standard deviation. So, but in this case, we need to do what? To combine the standard deviation of what? The risk of what? Of both portfolio in this case. So how do we compute our standard deviation here? We compute our standard deviation by calculating for the what? For variance. The standard deviation is what? Is the square root of variance. The standard deviation is what? Is equal to the square root of variance. Because this is a portfolio, but I've just, assuming we are examining based on what? On individual security, we have just examined it based on this, but we are examining it based on what? On the portfolio as a whole. So we are going to calculate the risk of what? Of the portfolio. So the standard deviation of a portfolio is what? The risk of the standard deviation of the portfolio is what? Is the square root of variance. So it's equal to what? It's equal to standard deviation, denoted as what? Standard deviation, which is what? Square root of what? Variance. So in this case, we have information that we enable us to do what? To compute our variance here. So far that we have the correction coefficient, so we can easily compute our variance from this and what? Have the square root of such of the variance to order to have our standard deviation. So what is the formula for variance? Variance is equal to x squared plus y squared plus 2xy r, where x is equal to weight of x times the dot standard deviation of x, y, where y is equal to weight of y, standard deviation of what? Of y. So what I was saying in essence is this: we have it in this form. So we calculate the what? The weight of x, which is what? The 50% standard deviation of x we are given, which is 17%. We have it there. Weight of y, calculate it, which is 50% as well. Standard deviation of y, we have 29%. So like that, let me do the summary here because I will need to do to wrap up this play because of the space constraints here. So let me be having the summary here. Do a summary. So for ABC and Yoga Communications, ABC Food. So let me shorten it because of space. So the return and risk. So the return, we already have the return to do 15.5%. So what is the risk? So let me run it off so that I can compute the risk here, please. Permit me to do that. So we need to rub it very well so that we can see what I'm doing. Okay. So the square root, this risk inside deviation is equal to what? The square root of variance. So I gave the formula as variance is equal to x squared plus y squared plus 2xyi, where x is equal to weight of x times standard deviation of x, y is equal to weight of y, standard deviation of what? Standard deviation of y. So what is weight of x here? 50%, 50, 100. Times standard deviation of what? Standard deviation of x. So what is here? What is standard deviation here? 0.17. 0.17. You close it, so you square it. So plus weight of y is still the same as 50% times what is standard deviation of y? ABC and global. So standard deviation of global, so 29. So that is 0.29. So close the bracket, you square it, plus 2, these 2 times the weight of x, that is 0.5, multiplied by side deviation, so 0.17, multiplied by weight of what? Y, weight of y, 0.5, multiplied by side deviation of y, which is 29, 0.29, times r. What is the correlation between present coefficient between ABC and global communication? 0.00. I don't know if you can see it from here. Okay. Let me try to bring it down here so that we can see what I'm writing, what I'm doing here. So I'll just continue from this place because of the space constraints, but let me just put what we can see there so that we can be able to follow me. Times 0.5, weight of this times standard deviation 0.17. So times, continue, I'm supposed to extend it here because of the space constraints, times 0.5 times y, standard deviation of y, that is 0.29. Multiplied by r. This r we have here is the correlation coefficient between the two securities, so 0.00. So is equal to now let's just multiply through and see what I'm going to have. So let's expand this. Let's expand here. Now it's 50%. That is 50%. So 0.5, that's 50 values is 0.5 times 0.17. 0.5 times 0.17. So this we have 0.17 0.00723. Okay, plus, let's expand this as well. 0.5 multiplied by 0.29, close the bracket, raised to power 2 is equal to 0.021. Now there's 1.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 0, 3. Okay, plus 2 times this, 2 times 0.5 times 0.17 times this. So everything times 0. Everything multiplied, now multiply everything by 0. So you're going to have 0 here at the end of the day. Let's just sum this up. So 0.0000723 plus 0.02103. So we have it to be is equal to 0.02826. So the risk now on the standard deviation is the square root of variance. Let's now look at it, 0.02826. So what do we have there? 0.02826. So we have it to be what? 16.8. 16.8%. 16.8%. So the risk here is what? 16.8%. That's for security. For portfolio, that's for portfolio, ABC Foods and Global Communications. Now let's now look at another portfolio. Let's now look at another portfolio. Hope you can see this. So let's now look at another portfolio. So let's quickly look at another portfolio. Global Communications and Clear Prints. Global So what is the return? So I don't need to write the formula again. We know the formula now. So weight of A, so we still have it to be 0, that's 50%. 50% multiplied by what is the return on Global Communications? 20. So 20 plus 50 all over 100 multiplied by Clear Print, return 14. 14. So what is the return on the portfolio? Let me calculate the return on the portfolio. Point 5 multiplied by 20 plus 0.5. 0.5 multiplied by 14. 17. So 17. So what is the risk? Standard deviation. So let's calculate our variance. So our variance is what? Weight of x. That is, we open a bracket, 0.5, that is 50% all over weight of global. That is weight of global. What is the return on global? 20. Weight of standard deviation, rather. Standard deviation on global, that is 29, 0.29. 0.29 square it plus weight of clear, that's 50% all over 100 multiplied by clear 21, 0.21. You square it, so plus 2 times 0.5 times what? 0.29 times, you continue because of the space, multiplied by weight of what? Weight of y, now is 0.5, multiplied by the standard deviation of what? Standard deviation of y, which is clear print, 21, 0.21, multiplied by the, what is the correction direction between the two? Global communication and clear print, 0.4. Okay, so let's now see the variance. What is the variance now? Okay, let's expand it. Is equal to, let's expand this first. So 0.5 multiplied by 0.29. So this we have 0.021. Okay, let's leave it here. Plus, let's leave about 3 decimal points. Plus 0.5 multiplied by 0.21 plus 0 to the power 2 to the power square it. So 0.011 plus all this, multiply all this through. 2 multiplied by 0.5 by 0.29 by 0.5 by 0.21 by 0.4. So we have it to be 0.0122. How many decimal point? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So while you are using 3 decimal points, so let us go beyond that. So what do you now have here? 0.21 plus, okay, 0.021 plus 0.011 plus 0.012. So we have it to be 0.044. So let's now look at the, so therefore the standard deviation has been the square root of that, 0.044. So what is the square root of that? 0.044. So we have it to be 20.9. So 20.9. So ABC global communications, global. global communications, and clear print. What is the return? 17%. Why the risk is what? 20.9. Let's look at the third combination. The third combination, which is ABC food, ABC food, and clear print. So the return. So what is the weight? The return weight of, we still have it to be 50% all over 100 times ABC food, average return, that's 11 plus 50% multiplied by clear print, 14 is equal to what we have. So this is 12.5. 12.5%. So what is the variance? So weight of X, now is 50%, 50 over 100. Sign addition of ABC, 17, now is 0.17. You square it, plus weight of Y, 50 over 100 times the addition of Y, which is what? Clear print. So 0.21. So you square it plus 2 times weight 0.5 times the addition 0.17 times 0.5 times side addition of what? Of clear print. Side addition of clear print is what? 21%. So 0.21 times the R. Pressure coefficient. What is pressure coefficient between ABC and food and ABC and clear print? ABC and clear print 0.62. So 0.62. So what do we now have? So let's expand. That's 0.007. We are using 3 decimal points, 3 decimal places. So 0.5 multiplied by 0.21 raised to power 2 plus 0.011 plus multiply all this 2 multiplied by 0.5 times 0.17 times 0.5 multiplied by 0.21 times 0.62 So we have 0.0111. We take decimal points. Okay, no problem. So we have it to be 3 decimal points. So let's do it that way, 0.5. So what's our final answer? 0.007 plus 0.011 plus 0.011. So we have it to be is equal to 0.029. So let's now look for the square root. Our deviation is equal to the square root of what? Of variance. 0.029. So what is it? 0.029. So 17. So for the third combination, A, B, C, and ABC full and clear print, the return is 12.5%, while the rate is what? 17%. 17%. So it seems we did not see this clearly. It has cut off some parts here. So let me rub here so that I can make my summary here and make our decision. So we can see how we have computed this now. So let me rub it off. Okay. Let me transfer this here. So summary now. Summary. Portfolio. Return. And the risk. So portfolio ABC and global communications. ABC Foods and global communication. Global communications. So we have 15% as the return. Why the 15.5? 15.5 while the risk is 16.8. 16.8%. Global communication and clear print. So global communication and clear print. What was the return? 17%. What was the risk? 20.9. ABC food and clear print. The return for ABC is what? 12. ABC food and clear print 12.5. And the risk is what? 17. Now, this is a summary of the portfolio. And the requirement of this question is what? What is the efficient? I think you can determine the most efficient portfolio. So going by this analysis of return and risk from these portfolios, it is clear that the company should rule out completely ABC Food and Clear Prints. Should rule out completely ABC Food and Clear Prints. Because looking at the return from ABC Food and Clear Print, we have a return of 12.5%, while we are having a risk of about 17%. It is obvious to us now that what the risk is far more than the return on the portfolio. So this is not an efficient portfolio at all. So the management of Amphra PLC should completely avoid ABC Foods and Clear Print because of the high risk, low return. So if Amphra PLC is an aggressive investor, it may tend to invest on ABC on global communication and clear print, because of what we can see, the return is what is high, the risk is also high here as well. But a risk-averse investor, we tend to go with the portfolio of ABC Foods and Global Communication, because you can see the relationship between the return and the risk almost at par. You can see therefore from here. So a risk-averse investor, we tend to go with portfolio of ABC Foods and Global Communication, because we have this risk in relationship to this return in relation to this risk. So it is almost at par. So a risk-averse investor, we tend to if Amphra PLC is a risk-averse investor, we tend to go with ABC Food and Global Communication. But it is risk-aggressive. If an aggressive investor, we tend to go with Global Communication and Clear Print. But completely you should avoid ABC Food and Clear Print. So, but in all, Amphra PLC should consider its existing portfolio, its existing strategy. So, Amphra PLC strategy should not be to purchase the most efficient portfolio that are in line with, and it should rather consider investment that are in line with its corporate objective. It should also consider the investment that are in line with its corporate objective. So it should not be deceived by this analysis of purchasing by going with the most efficient portfolio, or just to consider if this efficient portfolio is in line with its corporate objective. But with this analysis, it is clear that if Alpha PLC is a risk averse, it tends to do what with ABC foods and global communication. Or if it's risk aggressive investor, it tends to do on global communication and clear point. So with this, we have done analysis on how to do on how to identify an efficient portfolio, and which other factors should we consider in making our final decision on choosing a portfolio. At this point, I think we are able to do I believe we are able to understand what portfolio is and how to calculate what the efficient portfolio, determine the efficient portfolio. And this, therefore, we're going to close the class here. Please, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, I'm highly imploring you to do that, please. Just click on the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, share the videos, like the videos, invite your loved ones, students, undergraduate students, invite them to to this channel, and then subscribe to it. Click on the bell in order for you to receive alerts on newly posted videos on this channel. At this point, I'm going to call the class now to meet next time. Thank you for watching and God bless.